Hey everyone, in this video you will be painting this beautiful tree painting with me using simple and easy step-by-step explanation. Now let's get started. And here are the materials we will be using in today's tutorial. In the first step of this painting, we are going to paint the background. So here we have the color yellow and I just mix the color white with this yellow to make this yellow little lighter, and we are applying this color in the center of the canvas like this. We are going to apply more warmer and brighter colors here, and now we are going to apply this color yellow, and you can see I am using my flat brush number 4 and I can easily spread the color, and here we can apply the color evenly. And now we have the color yellow orange. Now let's mix the color yellow orange with the yellow, and we can apply the color in the corners of our canvas like this. In the step 2 of this painting, we are going to paint the trees in the distance. So here we have the color burnt sienna and yellow. When we mix the color, we will get a very light shade of brown, and we are using this yellowish light shade of brown to paint the trees in the distance. You can see here I am using a hard bristle brush. This brush is really perfect to paint the tree foliage effect. So if you want to create the texture of the leaf foliage, then you can use this brush. If you want the link of the brush, you can check the description. I have given the link of this brush here. With this mixture of color, we are going to add a bit of burnt sienna to make the color a little darker, and we are using this color to paint the branches here. And here I am using my number 0 round brush to paint the small details in the branches. You can use your detailing brush if you want to get a very tiny and minute details to paint your branches. In this painting, we are going to paint more trees, so we need to apply more leaf foliage effect in our painting, and this is the first layer. And in the second layer of this leaf foliage, we have to mix a bit of more burnt sienna to make the color even more darker, and we are using the same technique and the same brush to paint the leaf foliages again, and this time we need to focus on making the color little darker than earlier. Now let's mix a bit of burnt sienna to make the color darker, and we are going to paint the branches again. I just wanted to play with color wheel in this painting, that's why I chose the complementary colors yellow and purple in this painting. Complementary colors are colors that are opposite in each other on the color wheel, and it creates a high contrast when placed next to each other. That's why I choose these two colors, and I use the color yellow in the background, and I'm going to use the color purple in the foreground, so it will enhance the visual appealing in our painting. And I really like complementary colors. Most of my paintings I always use the color wheel and the theory of the color wheel in my painting. So if you are someone who is really interested in color wheel, then you have to learn about it, and it will change the perspective of your painting. Now let's mix more burnt sienna with this mixture to make the color even more darker. Now we are applying the colors for the trees in the foreground. In step 3, we are going to paint the trees. Before that, we need to paint the leaves. So here we have the color light brownish shade of yellow. So this color we have used when we have painted the trees in the distance first. So we are just repeating the colors again. And here I am painting the small leaves.
I'm
really obsessed with the painting sunset and also watching sunset. I really like sunset. So if you are someone who is really interested in painting sunset, then get ready to shine with this sunset painting playlist. From beginners to seasoned artists, you will find tutorials with a clear and step-by-step explanation. So if you are someone who is really interested in painting sunset, then don't miss this playlist. Now load your round brush with the burnt sienna and let's paint the branches here. To paint the shadow part in the tree, let's mix the color burnt sienna with the black, and now we are getting the dark shade of brown, and I'm using this dark shade of brown to paint the shadow part in the trees. If you are new here, consider this your official welcome. I am Rexana, an acrylic painting artist, passionate about sharing my creativity with the beginner artist. On this channel, you can see easy to follow up painting tutorials and techniques. If you are really interested in my paintings and tutorial, then make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on my other social media platforms to know all the regular updates about my paintings. Now let's paint more leaves in this painting. So here we have the color yellow and burnt sienna, and let's mix the color to get a dark shade of brown, and we are using this color to paint the leaves here. In this painting, we are adding more layers of leaves, especially the leaves in the distance will look very lighter and the leaves in the foreground will look very darker. That's why we are adding the color burnt sienna with our yellow to make the color little darker. Now let's mix the color burnt sienna with the black to get a very dark shade of brown, and we are using this brown to add the layers of leaves that is in the foreground. So we need to make sure that is very darker than the layers in the background. So we are adding the color black and burnt sienna together to get a very dark shade of brown. Now let's take the color light shade of yellowish brown, and we are adding the leaves here. In the fourth and the final step of this painting, we are going to add flowers. So first we are going to take the color dark purple and we are adding the flowers. So now we are adding the shadow part of the flowers. Later we are going to add some highlights and light value. And first we have to take our round brush and we are adding some small patterns to create the flowers in our painting. If you love tree painting, be sure to check out this painting. In this painting, you will know how to paint the beautiful and stunning cherry blossom painting with a step-by-step guidance. So if you are really interested in painting trees, then don't miss this painting. Now load your brush with light purple and we are adding the light value here. So this time we need to make sure the pattern should be little smaller than the patterns we applied earlier. I know it will take a lot of time to finish this painting, especially doing these patterns for the leaves and the flowers, but I promise you will feel very therapeutic after doing this because I felt the same. Now let's mix some white with this purple to make the purple little lighter, and we are using this light purple shade to paint the highlights in the flowers, and we are adding some small patterns here or there in the flowers. Take some white paint in your round brush and we are painting the sun rays here. So we need to make sure to draw some lines. So we have to drag the paint like this to create the sun rays effect in our painting. Thank you for painting with me. Now let's see the final look of this painting. I really like this painting. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I will meet you guys with another painting. Until then, have fun with colors.